What's going on, everybody? Thanks again for tuning in, and we got a little bit of a change of scenery today because I got a little bit of a change of topic as well. Today I want to talk, instead of just movement, I want to talk about big pillars of recovery. I give you 4 key aspects to a good foundation for your recovery protocol, and they're relatively straightforward. They're not incredibly in-depth, but I want to go over them because I think they're really important, and sometimes we can let them go on the back burner and not pay enough attention to the ones that matter. All right, so those 4 are going to be sleep, eating, which of course includes drinking, but quality of food, meditation, and movement. I list them in that order for a reason. The most important, without a doubt, thing that we can do for our body when it comes to recovery is to sleep well and sleep enough. And I think that's one thing that we often put on the back burner because we have other things to do. We have some stuff to get done when we're awake, whether it's a social life or family time or work. And the average person should get somewhere from 6 or 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. And sometimes it's tough to get that much. I know I don't get that much on a regular basis, and I should. But it's also important to understand that the quality of your sleep needs to be held at a high standard. If you get 9 hours of bad sleep, I'd argue I'd rather you get 5 or 6 hours of really good sleep. We can go without food longer than we can go without sleep. So at the very least, you got to realize that your body wants homeostasis in a sense that it needs a sleep to recover. Our muscles rebuild themselves while we're asleep because we're resting. We're not asking anything else of them. So sleep is certainly number 1. Number 2 is going to be eating, drinking, your food intake. All right? If you don't give your body, in the same fashion as your sleep, if you don't give your body the right amount and the right quality of nutrients, then you're going to be putting yourself in a place that you don't want to be. Your body asks for certain things for a reason. We have an understanding of a lot of different nutrients, a lot of micro and macronutrients, the quantity of those nutrients that we need, and we have that understanding because over time we've learned that our body needs them. So the amount of food you have is incredibly important so that you can replenish your energy storage, you can build that muscle that you'd like to build, you can perform at a high level. In the same way that if you sleep enough and in a good enough quality, if you eat enough in the right enough quality, then you're going to be able to perform higher regardless of what that means, whether it's family time chasing after kids or it's performing on a athletic playing field. Right? At the time of recording this, I got a Spartan sprint in a couple days, and that means I got to perform relatively well. So this week I've had a recovery phase, and a big part of that has been getting enough sleep and eating enough that I don't feel like I'm depleted in any sense so that I can perform well in a couple of days. Now the next 2, meditation and movement, can debatably go one before the other, but I like meditation to be a little bit more important because I think the mental game is really important and something that we don't pay enough attention to. Especially in the fitness world, we want to move and we want to lift weights and we want to do cardio and we want to feel better and we want to look better, but a lot of that comes down to this. It comes down to whether or not we're able to calm down and whether or not we're able to get our central nervous system down-regulated and whether we can de-stress, get rid of the emotional issues that we have going on, and understand where we're at any given time. Meditation can mean a full yoga class. It could mean driving home from work and relaxing. It could mean 5 minutes in a quiet place and understanding what your day's like, what your week's like, what's going on, what issues you have, how you can deal with it. And I think it's incredibly important to find that space, especially if you're a high performer, especially if you feel stressed out. It's very, very important, and that's why I put it just above that last one, which is movement. Movement is incredibly important. I'm going to continue to harp on the importance of quality movement, and movement also has a place in your recovery because maybe you lift really heavy weights. Recovery can still include lightweight movements. Maybe you're really tight. Recovery can include stretching. It can include yoga. It can meld those meditation aspects and movement aspects. It could just be a long walk, a short walk, a fast walk. Any kind of movement is going to be good for your body depending on the time that you do it, the amount that you do it, and the quality of what you're doing. So movement definitely has a place in a recovery protocol, even if it doesn't need to be the one thing that you're focusing on the most. All right? Those 4 things are going to build you a good foundation. in your recovery protocol. And as important as it is to look good, physically feel good, and perform well in a gym aspect, in a gym environment, it's equally important, if not more important, to recover well. So knock out these 4 basics, put them together, understand where they need to be, where you're at, bridge the gap, and you're going to see a huge improvement. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I hope you can try to do as well. Thank you so much for checking this out. Shoot me any comments you have below. Hit me up on Instagram at JCodeFit, and I'll see you on the next one.